actually record.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Why haven't we done that ages ago?
Well, because I'm a brilliant
Shit photographer.
person. I'm not a photographer, mate. I'm a videographer.
Ready? Let's do it. Welcome, beer. All right. Welcome, brewers and beer lovers to Flying Wombat TV, where we're all about making fun and creative styles of beer with biotechnology and science involved. So today we're doing our GABS chat, basically. So we released a montage video about a week or so ago from our experience at GABS, which was an absolute blast of a time. If you aren't familiar with it, or you're not in Australia and New Zealand, you don't have GABS, it stands for the Great Australian Beer Festival. So it's basically a massive event where all the independent and craft breweries of Australia and New Zealand come together and just have an absolute ripper of a time. So they set up a whole bunch of, pop-up bar stalls. They got some, 300 different kinds of beer on tap through the event, something crazy like that.
Too many
to take. Way too
you
many
can't
to
drink
taste.
all of them.
No way. That's a trip to the ICU. But yeah, and they've just got it's an absolutely experimental event with some really weird and wonderful beers, like getting absolutely wacky and let the brewers go absolutely nuts for the event.
Yeah.
So
Great event. Best beer festival in Australia by far.
yeah, heaps of fun. If you haven't been to it before, highly recommend going to it next year.
Yeah.
In Australia, it goes through Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. Does it hit Adelaide? I don't think it does.
So.
I think it's just
New
the East
Zealand and
Coast.
Auckland.
And then it goes through New
Yeah.
Zealand as well. So really, really, really cool event. All right. So first topic on the agenda for today, I guess we'll talk about GABS is no longer in its old location. So it used to be in Homebush, which is in the Olympic Park area. If you're not familiar with it, it's where the 2000 Olympics was held. There's a massive, exhibition hall there that it used to be in. And now it's at the ICC, so the International Convention Centre, I think it's called.
Along Darling Harbour, if anyone knows where that is.
Yeah, so near the water. So I guess the topic here was, do we like it or not? Which is our preference? I mean, it's easier to get to it at the ICC, which is nice. It's in the city, so easier to go for drinks afterwards. But I don't know. I preferred it at the old place.
Yeah, Homebush was a bigger venue by far. It just it felt like it was more open. There was a lot more breweries at the Homebush venue. I'm not sure whether there were less breweries at the ICC. Is it ICC?
Yeah, the ICC. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely felt, the actual event felt smaller. It felt its biggest last year. It was pretty massive last year. And it did feel like there was just more, I don't know if there was more breweries that attended, but there was definitely more pop-up
We
stalls.
still have the video from 4 years ago about GABS 2018.
True.
That's
And they don't have the
Ferris wheel.
Yeah, they don't have the Ferris wheel anymore.
Yeah.
So they used to have the Ferris wheel, so you could
That
get
was sick.
absolutely rightly out of your mind and then take a Ferris
wheel
wheel ride up around and see the whole
that
event.
was great.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Kind of sucks that
Yeah,
the Ferris
it's
wheel
definitely changed since last year, or since they
Yeah.
did at Homebush. I don't know if they're going to do it at the ICC again.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reasons were they actually
I'm not
switched.
sure, because it wasn't a
So-
bigger venue either. Maybe,
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe it was more about accessibility, making it easier for people to get there.
maybe. It was still good though.
Yeah.
Still had great beers.
Yeah. Well, enough of the
Definitely.
boring topic,
Yeah.
which is the venue, or the location, I should
Yeah.
say. Best thing about GABS. I'll throw to you first. What was the best thing about GABS?
Free beers, man. Free beers. The power of a camera, I only got 2 free beers and that's it, but that's still the best thing about it.
So for context, they thought that we were legitimate YouTubers
Yeah.
with a huge following. So cheers, guys.
Yeah.
And we did get a couple of beers on the house from Willie the Boatman, which was, that was pretty
we
cool.
got to go there properly.
Yeah, we do. We need to go check you guys at Willie out. Now that was cool.
They were great fun.
For me, honestly, best thing about GABS is just how many really, really strange beers there are. Like, there's plenty of great beers, like super juicy NEPAs, super delicate and complex lagers, really balls to the walls IPAs, great refreshing pale ales, all the kind of stuff. But the part
Many
that I
terrible and terrible beers.
yeah, and then there's some
Some
pretty,
you don't want to finish.
there's
That's
some
for sure.
there's some hits and misses,
Yeah.
but I love it so much just because as a brewer, it's such a great event to see brewers absolutely go nuts in the kitchen and just come up with some really, really bizarre beers. And they might not always hit the mark. That's not the point of it. The point is just to come up with something totally whack.
Yeah.
And GABS
It's
is like
fun.
and GABS is like the only time where you get that many breweries doing
It's
totally
the
whack
only
things
time
together.
they can get away with selling something they haven't even tried before.
Yeah.
Full on experimental, which is great because we as consumers get to taste it as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It was
yeah.
There was some pretty cool stuff. There was some stuff that absolutely made me want to screw my face up, but that's half the
There's
fun
a
of
clip in the montage.
yeah, I saw that. That's half the fun of it. That's half the fun of it. Just kind of
That's
trying
great,
something,
yeah.
being like, "What the hell did I just drink?" But it was cool. It was cool. All right. Worst thing about Gabs.
I mean, didn't get to drink enough. It ended too soon. It went so quickly. Like
Yeah.
it was what was it 5 hours or 4.5?
I think they're 5-hour sessions.
Yeah, I wish the sessions were longer. I wish it was a whole day kind of thing.
You'd want it to be more like an Oktoberfest sort of
Yeah,
thing, where it's like you
yeah.
get your ticket. So yeah, for Gabs, if you don't know, you buy a pass and you can either do the day session or the night session, and each session is about 5 hours.
Yeah.
So I think day session is like 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, so about a 5-hour block. It would be nice if you could just have an all-day pass.
Yeah.
Like you could get both sessions and come back for both of them, but you still
But
need to
they
yeah.
kick you out.
They
though.
kick
That's
you
the
out
problem.
after the first session, then you can come back in if you got a ticket for the second one. But it would be nice if it was just like an all-day long thing. But that's probably a safety thing,
It's
to
very-
be honest.
yeah, I don't know. Something with regulations.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Look, for me,
Who knows?
worst thing about Gabs is that it's only once a year.
Yeah.
Like it's so fun. I just wish
It's not
was
just once a
more
year.
regular.
It's like
Well, I mean, 2
you have
days.
to go to Brisbane,
Yeah,
Sydney.
you got to do the
follow
whole East Coast.
You become a roadie with the beer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
All right. On
There's
to...
nothing that bad about it.
No, there's
You
nothing
can't- you
nothing
can't-
bad about it. You can't
really-
fault it. It's absolutely
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
All right. On to the beer. Weirdest beer. What was the weirdest beer that you had?
Ah, the Willie the Boatman one was a bit weird. The creamy white chocolate stout. It was definitely the weirdest.
Yeah.
I think it was weird for me. I haven't had cream and beer.
So
together.
that was a white chocolate
Yeah.
stout, which is already a bit slightly
Yeah.
bizarre beer.
Beer
But
tasted
it
great.
was also filled
Topped
up-
off with cream.
Yeah, filled up with whipped cream, sprinkles,
Yeah.
and Hershey's chocolate syrup
Mm.
to finish. Yeah, it was kind of like a schnapps hot chocolate, like a butterscotch schnapps hot
Yeah.
chocolate.
Felt like a dessert drink. That's for sure.
Oh, it's definitely a dessert. It was like 10,000
And that was like one of our
calories.
first drinks. I'm
Yeah.
like,
That was pretty
this is
cool.
how we're starting off.
That was cool. I think the weirdest beer for me was Rusty Penny's beer. So Rusty Penny
Ooh,
did
yeah.
and you'd see it, I think, a little clip in the video where I'm holding it. They did a jelly apple and lime gosa. So they actually turned their apple and lime gosa, which a gosa being a sour beer, they turned that into jelly, which was insanely cool. It was a beer that you literally could eat with a spoon. And that was like, I didn't even know that you could do that with beer. That was pretty awesome. So
Blew your mind. I mean,
blew my mind. And it actually tasted really good though. Like, it was delicious.
You see, I scold mine.
Yeah, it was good.
I like
It was
jelly
good.
regardless.
Yeah, that was definitely the weirdest beer for me. I've never seen a jelly beer before. Last year we
Yeah.
saw a gelato beer. There was who was
good.
it? Was
I
it
can't even
Fixation
remember.
Brewing? I can't remember.
Something.
But yeah,
good.
someone last year turned the beer
It was
into a
more
gelato.
sorbet than a.
It was like it was a sorbet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned it into a sorbet, and that was cool. And that tasted amazing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's a great thing about Gabs. They just do. Every brewery wants to do something weird and unique, and you only get that at Gabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite beer.
Favorite beer? Oh, Willie the Boatman. Which one's my favorite? There's too many. There's too many good ones.
Well, while you
Too
have a
many-
think, I can go first if you
Yeah,
have a think.
you go.
I tried a beer from, forgetting their name. We can put the brewery down there later. Yeah, they made it was a blueberry smoothie, sour double IPA, topped off with marshmallows and topped off with s'mores. They toasted the marshmallows into s'mores, and the beer tasted like you were drinking a s'more. That's what it was. It was, that was insanely good. Like, that was an absolutely weird beer, like a Gabs beer, but that's something that I would totally drink again and again. Like, it was sweet, but the sourness compensated for the sweetness, and it had all this toasted marshmallow going on, and it was just, that was absolutely insane. And a lot of blueberries, flavor.
Yeah, I was filming that. I didn't get to drink one.
Yeah, you should have gotten one. That was good. That was good. That was definitely my favorite. That was
good.
honorable mention for weird beer,
Yeah,
but that was
yeah.
absolutely my favorite beer. That was just delicious.
It's good.
You thought of one?
I don't even know. I can't even remember. I'm trying to remember all the beers. I swear we tried too many beers. I'm trying to think of every individual beer, because when you're at Gabs, you get small glasses. You get a paddle.
About 60 mil. You can get like little 60 mil tasters so that you can try, because there's like,
you just try too many, you forget.
there's so many breweries.
Like, I remember the jelly and Willie the Boatman, and then there's so many variants.
Yeah.
Too many to drink. I can't decide on one. Otherwise, I think the unique ones are always going to be the best ones. Like the jelly.
They're the ones that stand out in your mind.
The
Like
Willie the Boatman one.
we had this,
marshmallow
we had this
one.
green sour IPA.
Yeah,
That was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. I don't know if I'd keep drinking it again and again, but it was cool to try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely some good sours.
Mm-hmm. Best activity.
Filming.
You was filming? Yeah, you like your filming. For me, it was, and I think it was briefly in the montage clip. We played Cornhole. So the Americans would know what this is, but Cornhole is this game where you got like a ramp with a hole in it on both sides of a stretch of field, and then you're throwing beanbags 1 for 1. You land a beanbag on the board, you get a point. If you land it through the hole, you get 3 points. That was just a good fun. That was really good. All those kind of classic, beer style games. Like there was also shuffleboard going on.
We played Jenga that lasted about 10 seconds.
Played Jenga that lasted about 10 seconds because Oda just wanted to knock it down.
Yeah, just for the video, man.
And and then there was shuffleboard going on. I think there was ping pong somewhere. Like there's all kinds of like your classic, pub style activities. Would have loved to have played shuffleboard. I don't know if you played it before, but it is a lot of fun.
A little bit. I don't think I properly.
It's good fun. It's good fun. I want to get a shuffleboard table. We'll do a video on that. But yeah, Easter egg. We'll do a video on the best beer games
beer pong
at some point.
and shuffleboard. That can be a competition.
But yeah, it was an absolute ripper of a time. But look, thanks for watching, guys. Join us for Gabs next year if you're around. It absolutely is an amazing time. I know I keep saying it, but I can't stress enough how good it is and how great it is to be able to talk to all the different brewers. Like all the brewers are there.
We didn't get to talk about. Hospitality is always great at Gabs.
Yeah.
They always want to talk. Whoever's the bartender, the brewers, always up for a good talk.
Yeah, and that's honestly the best part. Like, everyone is in such a great mood. Everyone is so hospitable, and it's so rare that you actually just get to chat to the people that are making the beer. Like, it's so great to be able to just pick a brewer's mind and be like, what was your thought process going into this one? How the hell did you come up with that name? How the hell did you come up with that flavor? Like, what was going on there? Like, it is really, really cool if you want to geek out on beer. Really cool to get really geeky with all the brewers at the event. So, look, it was a great time, and honestly, I just can't wait for next year.
It's too far away.
Yeah. Cheers, dude.
Cheers, mate.
Brew on, guys.